All right, updates. My wife is, we still haven't figured out what's going on there. So, still be praying for us there. She is well enough for me to go back to work, so gotta lose the beard. I'm thinking to head on back, and my daughter can call us anytime. But I digress from that. So anybody that's been following the channel, you know what's up. Maverick was done, Maverick was delivered. I'm gonna go over what we did to Maverick, what I wouldn't do again, what I would do again, my recommendations on the parts that we picked, etc. So without further ado, let's hop into that. All right, so looking at Maverick, we started with a clean, low-mile GX. I know, Blizzard Pearl, things happen there. And this is what we ended with. A very clean, lifted truck with lots of aftermarket work done. So the truck looks really good, functions well. He's already used it off-road on a class and is going to take it overlanding. Has several trips planned. It still has a rooftop tent coming and maybe a couple other things. But we went with Dobinsons on most everything. Front and rear bumper. The lift, we went with SBC upper control arms. Went with the rear drawers as the Dobinsons as well. The roof rack is a Victory 4x4, and the sliders are from White Knuckle Off-Road. Under it, as you'll see in a second, we went with the ARB skid plates. There you can see the Dobinsons. It's the IMS lift. You got the full 3-inch setup there, and the adjustable upper control arms from SBC. The front recovery points, those are picked up by the owner. I can't remember exactly who he got those from. I'm trying to remember. But that's the Dobinson's front bumper. You see it's a lot of cutting there, and I'll discuss that shortly. And then the gap there is still going to be filled in by it's kind of a push on edge guard that I still have to find the exact ones for. There's your ARB skid plates. Its full skid plate system covers the engine, transmission, the center differential's covered. Everything's covered under there. And then on your roof rack, he's got some recovery boards and stuff like that. And that's that Victory 4x4 roof rack. But I wanted to kind of show you a little bit of what it looks like and what we put on it. And now I'm fixing to go back, and you get to look at me while we discuss this stuff. Oh yeah, the winch. That was from Smitty Built. Not hard to install, not bad. It was actually a really, really good looking winch. But now I'm going to just let you look at Maverick, because look at this thing. Looks awesome, and really, really good looking truck. I'm proud of this one, but let's hop into it. The things that I would and wouldn't do. The Victory 4x4 rack on top, perfect. Easy to put on. Went on beautifully, easy to put together. The only time you need two people is when you set it on the roof. Otherwise, you can do it by yourself. You could probably set it up there by yourself, but I didn't. The Dobinson's rear bumper. I would do another rear bumper from Dobinson's. I would not. I would like to try the Victory 4x4 or another one that has a full coverage, because you have to cut your old bumper cover to fill the gap between your new bumper and the rear, the fender area there. So if you notice, it doesn't wrap all the way around to the wheel well, and some of them do, which, you know, I would like to give them a shot. So the other thing would be the front bumper. What would I do about a Dobinson's? If somebody just had to have a front bumper again and I had to put the Dobinson's on, I now know how much I would have to charge again to do it. It's a booger to get in there. There is so much cutting that has to be done to make it fit. The Metal Tech that I've done before and others aren't that hard. There's not so much cutting. The Iron Man bumper, I know there's a lot of cutting with it. The Dobinsons, a ton of cutting. There's no schematic to tell you how to cut. There's nothing to show you where to cut. It's just cut until it fits. And it's a lot of cutting, not just plastic like normal to massage something in. That's fine. This was a lot of cutting that I was just not happy to be doing, because you're cutting into some, like the fender flare support area. You're having to make it basically a puzzle to fit this, to make this bumper slide in. So I wouldn't do that again. The bumper, I mean, the Dobinson's rear drawers went in beautifully. I did leave a little blood, sweat, and tears on that one. It was not tears, but anyway, it was really hot outside, and I did cut myself, so be careful. There are some sharp edges. It went in well, though. The only thing is to remember, and I've got videos on putting that in, or a video putting that in. The sliders, white knuckle off-road, you did a good job. They're solid. They are, they did their job. He's already tested them on a course, hit a rock or something, and they protected the truck. So they do their job, I think. And the install wasn't bad. The hardest part of the install, you need 2 people. You definitely have to have 2 people. The hardest part of the install on those is just how heavy they are. But once you get the U-bolts onto the frame, getting the nuts started is the harder issue there. After that, man, just tighten down, snug down, and it's great. The winch, Smitty built, awesome winch, easy to put on, easy to wire up. It's not hard. A place to put the control box is the hardest part on that. Interior wise and maintenance wise, everything else was the way we wanted it to go. You know, normal. We do all of the fluid changes. We do all of the, you know, the maintenance checks. The ARB sliders. I mean sliders, but yep, skid plates. That whole system, great system. Little tough to put on as far as just kind of awkward and heavy for one person. It's a little easier if you have 2. The instructions could be a little more clear, but they're not bad. They're not bad. I've seen a lot worse. The wing kit on the front bumper on the Dobinsons was a little bit of a booger to get on, but not bad as well. I'm just trying to think of things that would, you know, I would or wouldn't do again if I was building one and telling you about it. The SBC upper control arms, they always go on beautifully. Get them if that's your you know, your part of choice. They go on very easily, so no point in not getting them other than the cost. You know, $630 is pretty pricey, but I mean, they go on and they do their job, and they're fully adjustable. The Dobinson's lift, as always, I love a Dobinson's lift. Eibach makes a great lift, but Dobinson's is super easy to work with, so I've done that. I would recommend them again. I think that fairly well covers everything that we did to the truck. The do's and don'ts, I would do basically, I would recommend all of the parts that we put on again except for that front bumper. And I'm a dealer for Dobinsons. Like, I'm not, you know, I would love to sell you a bumper, but it's just a booger to put on, man. That thing's rough. There are others that are much easier for the installer. I'll leave it at that. Anyway, otherwise, very happy with Maverick. I'm thinking from the pictures and videos, I believe Maverick's new owner is very happy. Good things there. If you got questions, throw them in the comments. If you got ideas on how we can grow the channel, let me know, and we'll make that all happen. Thank you again for watching. We'll catch you next time.